Welcome. Today I will be presenting at the Orlando Premiere Show. It's fantastic and phenomenal and over-exhilarating. Today I'll be teaching the recreation of celebrity hair colors. We have Rihanna, we have Paris Hilton, we have Khloe Kardashian, on and on and on. Recreations of their color formulas. So stay tuned and enjoy the journey with me and my team. I brought a whole bunch of different shades.
Don't use these.
No, those are just for presenting.
Oh, you know,
So we're now in the model prep room and we are getting all 5 beautiful models ready. Our first model here is a blonde on blonde shade. She is the recreation of Paris Hilton. We did a base breaker by Joico. We did a highlight, a low light, a glaze, all by Joico. It's great, it's beautiful, wait till you see. Our next model is the ombre. It's sexy, it's believable, with a full-on bang. We have Wella Color Touch, 4/77 on her regrowth, about 46 inches down. And then we have Platinum Non-Ammonia 30 to brighten up those ends. We glazed her with Wella 9/3 with 1.9% hydrogen peroxide. Wait until you see it. It's great. Our next model is a chocolate brown on brown shade. The recreation of Catherine McPhee. What we did is basically back-to-back foils. We used multiple lines. We used Anoa, we used Color Touch, we used Shade DQ. She's a natural level 6 and we deepened it. It's beautiful. It's very velvety. Wait, my fourth model is a recreation of Rihanna. She has a vibrant red on her regrowth area and bursting into a copper on the end. She also has 70% gray and I've covered it completely with Joico RB4. Great coverage, great vibrancy. Wait until you see.
you can start putting your foundation on these.
This here is like soft buttery blonde. It's perfect alone for her. And then on top of it, we created soft dimension. We used G6 in Joico Chrome, which is a demi-permanent, mixed with the activator, and then we used the barrel lights with 20 volume to create a highlight. Create depth here, light and bright from here. I used Chrome, a demi-permanent, to cover her gray. RB4. 20 minutes underneath heat, 20 minutes at room temp. And she is covered perfectly. It's perfectly covered. It's all about when you create the color and you're using a product that does not have ammonia. It's not per se cover gray hair 100%. I got perfect coverage. Because I made sure the saturation was right, I made sure the application was correct, and I made sure I took her underneath heat 20 minutes and it had to cool. If you put her underneath for 20 and let her cool for 5, no, you got her 20 pack highlight gold. It's a lot of work because I didn't do this one until all of this was done. So I actually wrote it in twice. But the second one was literally, the second foil application was hair that was living on the top. I didn't do any of those pieces down below. And all I did was put a little bit of light reflex through it. I used highlight gold with 30 volume just to brighten it up. Not lighten it, just kind of brighten it. A lot of work, but it's gorgeous. When creating darker shades, you have to take that color all the way up to the scalp because you guys, we see that her foundation is basically a 4.5. So if we put this mid-links and down and don't meet it with the foundation, we're going to have a lighter area on the hair strand, right? So we're going to have 4.5 here, lighter here, and then darker here. That's going to look, you just create a mess. And you can see I just took all her tees out. You can see it's nice and fine. And the key thing with Nancy's hair is she's a blonde. I better have that bleach all the way to her front hairline, right? If she left the salon and had 7 to 10 days of regrowth, my work looks not wonderful, and she's not excited. She's not going to tell her friend to go see Sherry. so we can make more room in our appointment book. Who's two booked? Your two booked.
Ombres can be done on blondes, brunettes, redheads. They can be strong, they can be delicate.
It's not just their hair. You have to read who they are, inside and out. Look at what they come in with. They come in flip-flops or ratted up jeans. Don't give them their mother's highlights because they're going to hate them, right? So it's more than just coloring beautiful hair. It's like we're almost a therapist, right? Yeah. Sometimes on the drive home, you're like, just turn the radio off, phone on vibrate, and and then you get home and you're like, really? Be quiet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. What you want to do is you have to have stability here. You have to hold in hair. You can feel it, right? Paige, me pulling your hair. You have to have that. If not, the hair's going to fly everywhere. Your foil's going to, and you're going to get annoyed and you're not going to want to do it. So you have to have stability there. Then you go with your product, oversaturate your ends. Use your hand in the back panel. Oversaturate the ends first with lightener, and then you go vertically with your brush and you shatter it up. So when you first go on, you take all your impacted color here, saturate, go back in on a vertical, and shatter it. And then you don't want to fold it up because then you're putting this product up from here. You just want to fold it over. So your next section, you take it. What do you see? What do you want to have there? I'm going to do the same thing. I have the stability. I'm pulling. I'm moving my hand. I'm oversaturating the ends and shattering it up. Did you already? Erin is an actual guest of the salon. So I see Erin every 3 weeks. Remember, she's 70% gray. I cover her gray. But every 6 weeks, I create something here. But she is a special guest, and here's why. She lets me create too. She lets me use my colorist mind and say, hey, what are you going to do? Because I'll always go in. I believe a consultation needs to be eye to eye, right? Sit down, I have their file, I look at it, I'm like, so? Anything you don't want to have? I've known known Erin for 10-ish years. So I go right to the question, anything you don't want to see? No? Perfect. And half the time I don't even tell her what I'm going to do. And I'm halfway through the foil, I'm like, oh, did you want to know? She's like, sure, yeah. And then we'll start chatting about it, but normally she just lets me do whatever, which is great and fun. I actually cut Erin's hair too. It's got some great texture to it. Look at that. It's kick-ass. I love it. So let's talk about her base formula. She's a natural level 3. Her retouch was RB4 with activator, which is Joico, demi-permanent color. I'm looking for deposit only. I'm not looking for lift. If I'm not looking for lift, why do I need to use a permanent color? So I put it on her regrowth. I then mixed up 6FR with 30 volume, which is red, and then in the second bowl, 7FOR fire orange with 40 volume. So I'm going to show you how I did that. We talked earlier about following the haircut. Think about if I did this hair color and put the foils just like this. Is it going to complement her haircut? No. No? I started here and I worked all the way back, following the form of her hairstyle. You can see underneath, it's a darker red, creating that depth through here. On the top is the lighter, creating it. So the next section, same thing. You see it? It's like you have to change your body position, your arm, everything that you're doing for what you're creating. The next one, saturate the ends and shatter it together.
Save mine.